Hi Gemini, this is Angel Aura Divination, and I'm here to give the sign of Gemini their July 2021 Tarot and Oracle reading. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Gemini, whenever it resonates for you. But yeah, let's just get into it. I'm utilizing the Energy Oracle cards as well as the Cosmic Tarot and the Kawaii Tarot for this set of readings, specifically at least for the first four that I'm doing for the Zodiac series for the beginning of July, as well as probably the rest of them, just because I'm normally pretty consistent with the decks that I use, but who knows, I'm trying to get a little bit more open. Plus I've been buying a lot of decks recently. Why have I been buying so many decks? I don't even know. Anyway, so let's just get into your cards. We're starting out with the Magician in the Mirror. This is a 53 reducing down to an 8. This is the energy that you're going to be in for the month of July, Gemini. You're going to be connecting with your inner self, your higher self, your outer self, you know, the up, the down, the good, the bad. Extending outside of that concept, though, of looking at the self as multiple concepts, as we like to do, especially when analyzing someone like the Gemini, I think that it would benefit you at this time to see yourself as a whole individual who's just able to utilize different elements and different aspects of the self, whether it's the outside self, the hot self, the cold self, the parts of you that are not necessarily so, you know, compatible with other aspects of yourself, and understanding that you can really use any part of yourself to create, just in general, to create, especially with this Magician energy in the Magician in the Mirror. I think right now you're even going to be going through a personal experience or personal journey where you are going to start to understand that what you have to offer when it comes to your own personal creativity is possibly even different than what you might have expected. Or that different, okay, that's another thing, different aspects of the journey that you've been on when it comes to your own craft, whatever that is for you, or even your life's work and stuff like that. Different lessons will attribute to different aspects now than you might have thought they would when you were learning about those things. For example, if you went to college for like communications, right, Gemini, somebody then you thought maybe, hey, I can go into broadcasting, you know, just for example, and then, you know, the reality of it is that you ended up doing something like telemarketing. I don't know, similar concept to, I think honestly it's a little close, but it's like something like that, where it's kind of like you're not doing exactly what you thought you were going to do with your skills, but you ended up being the same, you know, it ended up being still utilizing those same skills, just in a different way than you might have anticipated them being utilized when you were actually learning the skills. A better example would be something like learning how to utilize logic and strategy, you know, with, I don't know, video games growing up. And then, you know, in your future, you're able to utilize those same skills that you learned to be a football coach. You know, it's the same kind of stuff like that as well. You know, just for another, that's a little bit of a better example, because it's like you're able to map things out. You're able to utilize strategy to see the predictable behavior and stuff like that, and then you'll be able to utilize that moving forward. It's not necessarily about the strategy though. But anyway, let's get some tarot cards out to talk about this energy. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. We also have the Princess of Cups. Yes, and so, ooh, your talents might even be attracting people to you. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune talks about positive cycles. It talks about moving into, positive potential, utilizing the potential to really create for yourself in this energy, opening up to the possibilities of the abundant universe. We also have the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups in this deck. I actually kind of see this as people kind of noticing that you are a very talented individual and that you utilize your talents in a very particular way that doesn't necessarily seem to serve everyone, but to the people that it does impress, it seems to be very, very all-striking. So it's kind of like, it could even be something like this with the tarot, where it's like you're getting in tune with your talents, your spiritual talents, your, you know, and maybe even making money off of it or something like that. And now people are kind of noticing, hey, you know, that's kind of cool. Maybe I can put money into this business. Maybe I could go and buy whatever it is they're selling. You know, maybe I could be around there. We have the Fool energy, and a lot of this is because you're taking a step out on faith. It's because you're showing how different you are because of your experiences and because of what and how that's led you to become the person that you are, as opposed to how you know, that might have held you back in the past, especially with if it's like your experiences were more negative to lead you up to the point that you're at. We have the Ace of Swords talking about you creating new possibilities in the mindset, seeing, or they're saying the Ace of Swords is literally you making new neurological pathways. And the Nine of Swords is, and a lot of this is coming at the end of you kind of having this cycle of overthinking, this cycle of possibly even negative mental health experiences. The Nine of Swords is the nightmare card. You might have literally been going through nightmares, literally been dealing with anxiety, night terrors, and things like that, where your mind, your mental health is being affected by your daytime, you know, mental. They're saying mental negativity. I don't really see it as negativity. I think it's more about like, being triggered, you know, and how that certain topics that you kind of communicate with yourself about subconsciously also lead you to being kind of awestruck is not a bad word, struck with a need to kind of battle the thoughts that you have, as opposed to accepting what it is you think, you know, for whatever reason. Maybe it's very chemical as well. That's kind of what they were saying as well. So that makes sense. Let's get some Kawaii Tarot cards out. I want to first talk about this Princess of Cups. What is this about for Gemini? We have two cards. We have the Nine of... Yeah, you are looking very, very attractive to people around you. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. You're looking very attractive to the people around you, to the degree that they want to offer things to you because they want to learn more about you. They're saying they want to go out on dates. They want to give you gifts. They want to help you understand your own business, or they want to understand your business model so that they can have something like that for themselves as well. Talk about the Wheel of Fortune. With the Wheel of Fortune, we just have the Four of Swords. A bunch of cards came out, but they came out in a stack, so I didn't take them. We have the Four of Swords, though. You know, I think you're going to be thinking about positivity and thinking how you're going to move forward before you actually take action to move forward. With the Fool, though, and a lot of this is about the relationship with the self, so I think that you're going to be really inspired by the developing relationship you have with the self, even if situations where you've been very open and forthright don't necessarily work out for you in the emotional sector, because I am getting a lot of like emotions, and it's a very mixed energy, very balanced energy. I think overall you're still going to be walking out on faith, you know? And maybe this is even walking out on faith when it comes to romance, where you're like, yeah, I know where I've been, I know what I've had, and now I'm opening myself up in the month of July, or whenever you come to this reading, to communicate effectively about the way that I feel, with the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords coming out for this part of the reading, and knowing that the person that I am, shadow or light, dark or light, you know, happy, sad, ice, fire, whatever, I'm able to expand my consciousness outside of the possibility and use that potential energy that I can see to actually create positivity for myself. And I can even work with some of my more shadowy aspects, with the Nine of Swords being explained by the Three of Pentacles, to create something very divine, very creative, something that's going to benefit me. So you might even be starting a business, or you might even be healing yourself mentally, or mental health wise, especially, to the degree that you also are opening yourself up to building beyond what you might have perceived to be a limitation in the mind at one point for yourself, Gemini. And that's beautiful energy to be in. The next energy oracle card that we have is Hostilities, and there's going to be a lot that you need to protect in this energy as well, a lot that you need to combat. There might be a lot of people trying to fight you to get off of your, you know, as they say, to get off of your rock, from the imagery of the traditional Seven of Wands card in the tarot. This is also kind of an indication to me, though, as a reader, that you do need to protect some of your finances, or that you need to be a little bit more financially savvy, possibly even protect some of your personal information, so that people are not trying to steal from you, people are not trying to scam you, people are not trying to send you fake emails to get your data and things like that. So keep that in mind as well. And also on a spiritual level, it might even be about spiritual protection, where you need to be focusing on, you know, wearing the spiritual jewelry that you kind of feel like would protect you, really sitting in that energy of yourself, doing your self-care routine to make you feel like you are in your prime energy, using your crystals, burning your incense, you know, cleansing your space and things like that. Let's get some tarot cards out for this. This is a 26 reducing down to an 8. This is the second 8 that we have in the reading. 8 is about that expansive mindset. It is also about the limitations of the mindset based on what other people have to say about what you have going on with the 3 of Swords here. The 3 of Swords is talking all about what people have to say and how that affects you. And honestly, when people give their opinions externally, especially unsolicited advice and unsolicited judgments about what it is you have going on, that slows you down on your own path. And they're trying to slow you down. And that's honestly, it's almost kind of like they're making organizations against you. But it's like, you know, what is it? Any tongue that rise against me shall falter, or something like that, from the Bible. And it's a very interesting way to put it, though, because it's kind of like saying, you know, even if people group up against you, you're still powerful enough and you're still prepared to battle them in this hostilities card. You know, you're still ready for the fight. And that's the energy that you're in right now, Gemini. We have the Hermit card. Even if it means you end up alone, you're still going to be in that energy to really battle your inner demons as well as your outer demons. You've gone through this journey of mental health, and now you're coming out on the other side, an awakened individual who's prepared to deal with the negativity of other people. A lot of this is very spiritual. We have death. Some of you have even been at the brink of death, they're saying here. But also with the death card, there is going to be massive shifts because of the solo journey that you've been on to this point. You know, the death card indicates a massive, unexpected change in life. And, you know, it's kind of like a new life is created for you. You might even be feeling very different after, you know, some of these things have occurred for you, where you really expand in the mindset. We have the Ace of Cups and the this is the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups. So you might even be dealing with the water sign masculine. Regardless of actual gender, it's just the masculine energy, which means that it's probably going to be pursuing you, who feels a lot of emotions and wants to offer emotions to you. This person could be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, emphasis on Pisces or Cancer in this energy, but also somebody who really does want to communicate with you about the way that they feel about you. Somebody who does feel a lot of those passionate emotions and wants to express that openly. This might even be your energy, Gemini, where you've gone through this personal journey with the Hermit to really change and uplift yourself in your own life with death, and even make the best out of the new life that you've created for yourself after massive shifts. And now you're coming into a point where you can really offer your emotions up in a romantic sense, or even just be able to speak about your experiences and utilize that as something that could be very valuable to you, because the King of Cups would make currency out of the emotions, right? Let's get some Kawaii Tarot cards to get a little bit deeper in these cards. We're going to start off with, we have the double confirmation for the King of Cups. You could be dealing with the water sign masculine, or you might have water sign placements as well. Double confirmation for that. Also talking that you are coming into a sense of emotional mastery within yourself as well, Gemini. And that's a very powerful energy, because that creates potential for a possibility of an opening of the emotions. You know, you're very connected to your heart chakra, you're very connected to your throat chakra, you're very connected to your solar plexus, where all of your emotions really sit in the body, and you're able to express those openly when necessary, but only when provoked, only when asked. You know, you're not going to be someone who goes out and just randomly tells people, hey, I love you, because the King of Cups is not someone who openly always expresses emotion, but when he feels like he needs to, he will, because he's emotionally mature. And that's where you're coming from right now, Gemini, in the month of July. We have the Emperor. You're going to be in control, or you might even be having a masculine energy really come forth in your life. A Scorpio energy might come forth in your life and really shift things for you. Let's talk about this Hermit energy. We have the Page of Swords. We have the King of Wands. Yeah, you could be dealing with also possibly or you could be yourself possibly also a fire sign individual, maybe an Aries. The Hermit would be a Virgo. Page of Swords would be an air sign. Which would probably be Gemini, since you're watching this reading. Yeah, or you might even be trying to learn from the masters when it comes to manifestation as well. This is a lot of masculine energy in the hostilities card. I'm also getting the impression that you might even, if you're for the feminines listening to this reading, you might even be having a lot of masculines competing for your own energy, watching you, trying to manifest a possibility with you, seeing that you've changed in your own energy and you're trying to block them out, because you know that's not all that glitters is gold when it comes to romance either. And then there's going to be one kind of watery emotional masculine that kind of comes through the crowd and offers you something that is actually very valuable to you emotionally with the Ace of Cups here. But outside of that, I think spiritually that you're going to have a lot to protect, because a lot of people are watching you, a lot of people are dealing with your energy and trying to decipher what it is you have going on so that they can pass their own judgments, and that's not necessarily the most positive energy to be in when it comes to how you deal with other people. So I can understand why you would feel the need to be hostile, right? The next card that we have out from the Energy Oracle for you, Gemini, is the Man Holding a Heart. This is a 45 reducing down to a 9. 9 being about that masculine energy of really cutting the energy off at the end of the cycle, right? 9 also being about, let's see what the card says. I just had it out. This is the chakra card. Where's the, oh, here it is. We have the 9. 9 is also about consciousness, universal awareness, completion, psychism, selflessness, courage, humanitarianism, impulsivity, being an extrovert. So somebody might be coming through to you right now, especially this water sign energy, somebody very emotional, somebody who wants to give you their heart, or who has your heart in their hand, somebody who really wants to have that deep emotional bond with you, Gemini. This could be somebody that you know, or somebody new coming into your energy, and this is going to be very impactful for you for the month of July. For those of you who will be resonating with this energy, this person might even show you aspects of yourself that you did not think were actually visible to other people. This person will be wanting to spend a lot of time with you throughout the day and really revealing their own personal feelings about how they perceive you and what that makes them feel inside. This person's very open with you in the emotional realm. Let's get some tarot cards out for this. For Gemini, for July 2021. First card we have out is the Queen of Swords. You're going to be defensive with this individual in the beginning, I think. For the feminines. For the masculines, you know, who are coming through, who are this king, this, not King of Hearts, this king of the man holding a heart. You know, the feminines are going to be very defensive with you. They're going to be trying to block you because they're trying to save, okay, with the Queen of Swords, I'm actually kind of getting with the Queen of Swords that they're trying to save their room for, you know, soulmate. They're trying to save their room for relationships that are actually guided for them. They're trying to protect their friendships and things like that. We have the Four of Wands. They're manifesting a home situation, or you are manifesting a home situation. You might even feel like the person you're dealing with is a past life soulmate of some sort, or like a spiritual opening is going to happen when you fall into this relationship, and you're apprehensive about that as well. This is all possibilities for you in July. We have the Two of Wands, talking about obligation, also talking about appearances. Yes, you have a post that you must maintain, a life that you must continue to uphold, situations that you must continue to be in. But at the same time, while you're watching yourself, I mean, doesn't make sense. While you're at your post, while you're doing your job, why can't you make plans for where you're going to be after work? Why can't you make plans for what you're going to do after you're free of your post, you know? When you're released from, you know, the shackles. We have the Six of Wands. This is going to be a very, very passionate, physically passionate, emotionally passionate relationship between you, the man holding the heart, and the Queen of Wands here. We have the Six of Wands. It's actually the Queen of Swords here. Remember? It's the Queen of Swords. But we have so many wands out here. It's going to be like, you know, new passionate openings. It's very sacral chakra. We have the Six of Wands here. This relationship between these two individuals is going to be very open. It is going to be very prosperous once we get going. But we really need to break free from some of the blockages. I think the Queen of Swords is going to be very guarded, and the masculines are going to perceive that as a blockage and use that passionate emotion to really open her up. And ultimately that's going to lead to very positive cycles between the two of them, where they feel like past life soulmates, even if they aren't. They feel like, you know, they're moving forward in the energy, even if they're possibly partially held back. You know, they feel like they can really manifest abundance with each other. We have the Empress coming out here, and I think it's because the Queen of Swords is actually holding back on this nurturing energy that she has for herself. So this is a lot of you, Gemini. You're holding back on really revealing who it is that you are. The very passionate individual that you are, somebody who does want to have abundance, somebody who does want to have a very nurturing relationship, somebody who does want to be in that divine feminine energy. You want somebody who's not going to have to be fought off in your energy, especially if you have a lot of suitors in the month of July. You're not going to want anybody who's going to have to, who you're going to have to hold your sword up like this. You know, you're going to want somebody who you can just let in. somebody who will take control of that energy. With the Emperor here, I do get an indication that you're kind of waiting for a soulmate, whether it's a perceived person that you've already kind of thought was your soulmate, or if it's a person that you haven't met yet and you're just anticipating that to happen for you. Let's get some Kawaii Tarot cards out for the man holding a heart. Let's talk about the Two of Wands first. So your obligations for the month of July is going to be to your friendships. You might not be, they're saying for some of you, you might be lacking in the friendship department. And so when this man holding a heart comes in, you're going to say, hey, let's be friends first. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you don't have a lot of friends, possibly, I'm kind of seeing. But it could also just be that this person might be having some kind of reunion with you, or your friend group might prevent you from, you know, jumping into a deep relationship off the bat. We have the Five of Wands coming out for the Six of Wands. So you are going to be coming out victorious of a lot of situations where there was a lot of competition. This is also a good sign for the masculine Geminis listening to the reading, who are, or for anybody who's listening in on their Gemini masculines, especially, where there is a lot of competition, and you will come out on top. Or for the feminines, even if there is a lot of competition for a masculine that you want to be dealing with, you will come out on top of that in the end and have this very positive, open cycle with the masculine that you are looking for. Okay, I'm only going to take this one. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out for the Queen of Swords. It came out before in a stack, and I had put it back, and then it came out again, and now we're going to take it. So the Wheel of Fortune is here. We had the Wheel of Fortune earlier in the deck, so it's double confirmation about that positivity in the potential of things for you. But for the Queen of Swords, it's kind of like you have a lot that you want to protect. You want to protect the Wheel of Fortune. You want to protect this Empress energy. That's a whole lot of abundance and a whole lot of possibility and a whole lot of openness that you're just not ready to share with someone right off the bat when they come into your energy. And that makes sense. Let's get a card out for the Empress energy as well. We have Strength. Yes, you are going to be holding back, and it's almost kind of like the Empress is in disguise right now. You know, it's like you're not really showing all of your true colors right now, and that's okay. But that's just the vibe that you're going to be in right now in this Empress energy. You're not showing all of who you could be, what you do want, what you're going to try to manifest for your own life. You're going to be very open to it in the mindset, but you're also going to be very guarded because you have a lot of abundance that you want to manifest or that you already have. Let's get an energy oracle card for guidance for this week's reading for the month of July 2021. We have Indecision. So you are going to be faced with a lot of choices for the month of July, and a lot of it's going to have to do with romance, because this did become a very romantic, you know, a lot of men are chasing a very feminine energy here in this reading. You are going to be faced with indecision, and a lot of that needs to be left at the crossroads, which is kind of where you're at. This is also another 8. This is the third 8, so you might be seeing a lot of 8. 8 is that Saturnian expansion energy. 8 is that energy of being caught up in the mindset, being caught up in the material, having to work yourself out of it, but also once you get out of it, you're going to feel so open energetically to what the universe has to offer to you. And a lot of that's going to be related to romance. Once you reveal to yourself, or allow yourself to be revealed to people who you actually trust. Look for trusting relationships instead of situations that you think you're going to be toxic to yourself. And remember that you are allowed to protect yourself, but you're also allowed to enjoy yourself moving forward when it comes to your relationships overall, Gemini, even your relationship with yourself. And that's all I have for you for the month of July. As of right now, Gemini, I am going to be doing more weekly readings, so I will be doing the mid-July, I will be doing the end of July. I'll probably be doing some more readings as well, like the love reading, the spiritual reading, so I'll see you there as well. Like this video if you enjoyed the free reading that I just gave you. Leave a comment if it resonated for you in any kind of way, and subscribe for more readings like this. Goodbye, Gemini.